David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, a fight that we've obviously been talking about post-Saturday. It's not happening next, guys, it seems. David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, unification 2020, ? Forget about it. With, Reagan boots and, you get the joke. Sean Nam with the dad joke of the day. Samson Likwitz, obviously the promoter of David Benavidez, said this in a recent interview. A 2020 unification, ? I don't believe so. Likwitz told Boxing Junkie, I believe we need more time. And he mentioned pay-per-view as a driving factor as to why the fight.
Marination.
So, guys, thoughts on us not getting Caleb Plant, David Benavidez? Because we're going to talk about another fight that's not happening for Caleb Plant next. But this fight's for sure not happening. And this would, in theory, be the realistic one to make.
And logical.
It's logical, right? It's a unification. Both, I think, are needing of a fight right now. David Benavidez was used heavily in terms of TV work and production work for this fight in this week. He was talking about the fight often. It just made sense to make these guys unify their titles on Fox or a pay-per-view undercard in the next 6 months. But no, that's not happening. Are we upset by this? Should we be heavily upset by this, that they're just openly saying this? Rob, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Benavidez himself throwing out all kinds of shit on Instagram and stuff, saying like, let's do it. He wants to fight. He wants this. He wants to do that. And I'm like, bro, you want to check your promoter then, because he's saying, nah, let's marinate this and make it bigger. But for me, look, we're going to get into it, but Canelo is like rumored like come knocking at Plant's door, for the fight, and we'll get into that. But why don't you unify to make that next offer after this May 2nd fight? If Canelo's going to come knocking again and you're a unified champion, you're in a better position to negotiate. It's a much more attractive fight. It just makes sense to unify. Both guys want to unify. Both guys hate each other. Plant has said, like in the past, Benavidez has said, like he's used the tragic death of his daughter to like make himself that's fucking low. You know what I mean? Anyone would be pissed at that guy for that kind of shit, to say that kind of stuff in the media, using your deceased daughter to make yourself more well known and stuff. That's low, right? That's really bad. So
that's like saying someone is using their cancer to be a star.
Yeah, right. So it's, I don't know. I think what Benavidez, it's like make it even more so. Yeah.
I just want to make sure everyone got it.
So yeah, go and unify with each other. Make it more of an attractive proposition for the big fight down the line, right? I mean, we're going to get into it, but Caleb even said it.
So Gary, thoughts on us not getting David Benavidez, Caleb Plant this year?
I have so many thoughts on this. Like, I was just talking about Devin Haney. I don't know what his plan is, but they're smart enough. They've done this. They have a plan. I just don't know what it is. I look at Caleb Plant. I don't know that he has a plan. Like, look what he's fought so far. I was watching an interview the other day. I found it was a Mike Lee interview right before Mike Lee fought him. And Mike Lee said something about like, just for my confrontations and conversations with Caleb Plant, he doesn't strike me as the sharpest sharpest star in the sky. He doesn't seem like he's a great fighter. He's got a high ring IQ. I don't know that he's the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, he kind of needs someone to make these decisions for him, where I think Haney and his team have it under control. They know what they want to do. Caleb Plant, I mean, he needs someone to walk him by the hand. I'm not trying to insult the guy, because I think he's a great talent.
You kind of are.
I know. I'm not trying to call the guy. I'm trying to say the guy's not that smart without calling him stupid, but I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Gary, how prejudiced of you of Southerners?
Yeah, right.
I largely agree with you in the sense that Caleb Plant has not displayed in a way, like significant business sense from his team or himself. Like that just hasn't really happened. Now his team does include Hal Heyman. Hal Heyman is a great businessman, but that's what we're talking about. He needs to be there planning out Caleb Plant's career right now. And it doesn't seem like there is a plan, is what you're saying, Gary. And if it's not, let's say this. Okay. Obviously speaking, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant not happening next is unacceptable because that should be happening next. However, if I give that a however and caveat, do you see PBC matching up, let's say, Benavidez and Plant up against, let's say, Andre Durrell for Caleb Plant, maybe a Jose Foogatti for David Benavidez, matching them up still relatively decent to sort of build up a narrative for the next year on Fox that these guys are fighting first quarter of next year.
I'm going to say this, and you guys are going to laugh. Chavez Jr.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm being serious. I think, like, it's a name. He'll shine on him. He'll look spectacular, and it's Chavez Jr.
I think we'll see something like Caleb Plant versus Caleb Truax or Angulo. If you look in the IBF,
I'll be so upset.
Well, highly
the
IBF.
IBF rankings are some of the trashiest, god-awful fucking rankings of all time. God, how many bad Mandos have we had from the IBF? Charles Martin.
Like, I want to give IBF their props for making you take your mandatories, but then it's like, look what you make their mandatories. Like, I'd rather you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to bring them up.
It's so bad. There's not like a redeeming factor of them at all. I don't know. It's upsetting that we're not getting this fight this year. It's obvious that this fight should be happening. That Colin Smith, Billy Joe Saunders should be happening, and they fight. The winner fights either this year or early next year. But even Caleb Plant said that in post fight, but that's not happening. It's unfortunate.
Okay, let's have a quick look. Let's figure this out. IBF 168-pound rankings. 1 and 2 were vacant. So it was Fegan Butts was in the line. He's just lost. Truax is next. Zach Parker, Hertel, Bramer, Chudinov. Angulo's 11. Yeah.
No, nobody. Well, first off, he just fought his mandatory, so he shouldn't have to fight his mandatory next.
No, true.
But he can fight a voluntary defense next. So it's Angulo. We honestly don't even need to be looking at the IBF rankings. He just fought his IBF Mando. Like the IBF rankings don't matter anymore. To a degree, like he can fight anyone. He can take a voluntary defense. So that's where an Andre Durrell can jump in here. That's where the 168-pound division's trash right now. I'm trying to think of some names.
Durrell is injured, so he's not fighting Benavidez, by the way. Just so you know. Yildirim, sorry.
Yildirim. I knew Yildirim was hurt. We said I got really confused there. So I mean, David Benavidez could fight someone else other than Yildirim as well, because like you said, Yildirim was hurt. They allowed him to fight a voluntary defense now. Fight someone that's relevant in the top 10. I'm trying to think of names, but that division's kind of.
I'm going to give you 2, and I think. Well, okay, one's not going to happen. Danny Jacobs, right? He's still advised by Al Heyman. Would you be okay with that fight?
Do you want to know who's above David Lemieux? I just said it. Daniel Jacobs in the WBC rankings is 4. David Lemieux is 3.
I wouldn't mind Daniel Jacobs at all. I mean, he's a great fighter.
And then the other name is, and I think this one's realistic, because Willie Monroe last fought at 168.
Don't be surprised if William Monroe doesn't fight again.
I'll take Angulo.
Okay. I mean, okay. I didn't think anyone was going to be thrilled with Willie Monroe. I was just throwing it out there.
I know you were. No one was thrilled.
Don't be surprised if Monroe don't fight again.
You were right.
He does not sound like he's in any hurry to fight ever again. What about John Ryder?
For who?
Either.
I'm fine with that.
Or Plant.
When a guy gets robbed, I like to see him get another title shot. So I would be fine with Ryder getting a title shot, but I don't see that happening realistically.
Matt's given
I'm
up.
trying to think of it. Do I like it more than like an Andre Durrell? That's been the one that I've been mentioning a lot. No, but he's in that mix. Like, I wouldn't be mad with it. He's definitely better than Angulo. But I'd rather have like Chavez Jr. be in the mix more than Ryder. Just from, I know that's nasty of me. I'm gonna take that back. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize to all of our listeners. I betrayed your trust when I said that. I apologize.
That's my gut instinct is going to be Chavez. Like, I really think that.
92. Hold on, 92 Aku saying King Gabe Rosado.
Yeah. Don't forget the WBC at the convention said that suddenly that Diamond bout is going to do Callum Smith some good, and he's the next mandatory after Yildirim. So if Yildirim's injured, do we get Callum Smith?
No.
Benavidez?
No. These promoters and conglomerates can't even make in-house fights. They're not going to make cross-network fights right now with their top fighters. That's just not happening. Matchroom can't make Billy Joe Saunders or Callum Smith together.
We'll
see, but it's not happening right now. And PBC is clearly not making Benavidez plant neck. So the thoughts of them fighting each other right now, like that's not happening. That's just not. But let's talk about Caleb Plant's statements about Canelo.